sometimes people around you might be negative, but you don't have to be negative just because they are. You know, you can be the positivity and you can be the light in the situation. It's just up to you. I spoke about being bullied before my Strength in Numbers video. It might have been about a year before that. And I really just wanted to use my voice to talk about my story, because when I got into YouTube, I was in a really dark point in my life. Like, I had no self-confidence, and I was dealing with anxiety and depression because of, you know, these people that I thought were my friends, and I knew, like, there was girls watching me that were my same age, so I was like, maybe they're going through the same thing. So I opened up about it, and I was just bombarded with tons of people leaving comments about their stories and what they've gone through, and then asking me for advice, and then they were even like giving each other advice in the comments. And that's when I realized, like, wow, I have this voice that I can really use to give people advice and help them with their situations based on my personal experience. So that was just kind of a moment that I realized that, and that's what my main goal is. Even though I make videos about beauty and fashion, at the end of the day, I really want to inspire other people. It was a little hard for me at first opening up about my bullying experience, because I was always a very shy person and I would never, you know, talk about those kind of personal things. I never really liked being vulnerable, and putting myself out there was like as vulnerable as it gets. But I think seeing the response, because that's the thing, is when you're bullied or you're going through something like that, is you always assume that no one knows what you're feeling and no one else has dealt with it. And a lot of people also assume that it only happens to like middle schoolers and high schoolers, but everyone gets bullied on a daily basis. Like, so many people do, even in workplaces, and sometimes the people who are bullying don't really realize they're doing it. It could just be something that a coworker says and you don't realize how that can actually affect someone. So I think for me, just like opening up about that, I realized how much it could actually help people. A question I get a lot is how I stay positive, and I think a lot of people are under the impression that I'm like always happy, because in my videos, you know, I always film, you know, and I'm happy because I want my videos to be a highlight of someone's day. I don't want them to watch my video and feel sad. So they never really do see those sad moments of my life, but I obviously have them. Everyone has them. And my response to that is, I think it's also all about perspective and how you look at things. And that's the thing too, is, you know, you're in charge of your attitude, and that's something that I've had to learn. I learned so much, like, in the past years. Like, sometimes people around you might be negative, but you don't have to be negative just because they are. You know, you can be the positivity and you can be the light in the situation. It's just up to you. I think any way that the parents can make their child feel that they can open up to them, because that's the biggest thing, is even when I was going through it, I didn't really want to talk to anyone about it. Like, I just assumed no one would understand, and maybe it's telling them about something that they went through, and it's that I think will make them open up more, because once I figured out that other people knew what I felt, it made me want to talk about it a lot more. I feel like a lot of the things that are happening in my life are very surreal, because I never planned on anything happening. Like, I made this YouTube channel not to be successful, not to get views or subscribers, and a lot of people ask me, like, how do I become successful? I'm like, well, that wasn't really my intention when I started. So I think that's the wrong way to look at it. You know, you really have to have that passion for it, and because I fell in love with creating content and serving my audience, it's always been about them for me. So the fact that, you know, what I love can now be my job is crazy, and the opportunities that I've gotten from it, it's really a dream come true. It did take a lot of work, and also being in that situation that wasn't so great in my life, and I thought that it was going to be like that forever, and then it completely turned around. So I hope that that can be inspirational for people who watch my videos.